Hello, and welcome to this week's Like Minisode, the series where I talk briefly about a topic every other week to kind of hold you over for my more full-length Art Like Everything Else podcast episodes. So for this week's minisode, I wanted to talk about something that I've been doing and something I found to be really, really cool as I've gotten more intentional about trying to find art is that you really never know just how close or how nearby an artist who you might be. So ever since I moved out to South Korea, I've actually fallen into so many crowds that are just full of creative people. So I talk to and I know people who DJ, who have their own art collectives. I know photographers. I've met singers, people in bands. I've met so many people in these creative fields and in these creative ways. You really just never know how close someone is to you who was participating in this. And that's something I think is really, really cool because I also have my own art collective, and I've been intentional about trying to find and expand my taste in art, find new and up and coming artists that a lot of folks aren't even talking about or discussing. And I've been finding so many cool folks. It just reminded me of that. And then, of course, as I was going through my playlist and what inspired today's episode topic, I came across the song God Bless Mary by Little Simz. That sort of just epitomizes this whole feeling in that, while in this song, she's thanking her neighbor for putting up with her as she was making music late into the evenings, and they shared a wall. So little Simz was I know you was hearing me singing, you was hearing me trying to come up with what I would consider my own personal sound. I know you heard all the EPs I was creating. I know I was probably getting on your last nerves, but bless you for putting up with me for real. And I think that's so beautiful and it's so cool because there are creative people right next door to us. There are creative people right next to us that we may not even know about it. And I just think it's so cool and it's so awesome. And I love that about being a person and about being a human and existing, especially in this day and age, is that creativity lives in so many people you may never know. And I think that's really, really beautiful. And it can also, in a way, be bittersweet, but I like to focus on the beautiful aspect of it. That, creativity and artistry lives in so many of us. We are almost always incredibly close to someone who is creative. I think that's cool because creating and experiencing said creations is awesome and dope and well worth living for. And that's all I have for you today. Be sure to tune in to next week's episode of Art Like Everything Else, the podcast. And if you can't wait till then, check out last week's episode of Art Like Everything Else, the podcast. And I'll see you all next time. Thank you for listening. Bye.